The Grammys' hottest couples.
And technology, does it help or hurt relationships?
Plus your live love advice. Today
on the Game Over Show. Welcome to the Game Over Show. I'm Charles Gerlando.
And I'm Lisa Stedman.
And this is the show that gives it to you 4 days a week, straight, street smart love advice.
And good.
And worldwide, too.
Yeah.
So we're here every Monday through Thursday at 2 p.m. Pacific,
Oh, I got it? Okay.
5 p.m. Eastern, 10 p.m. London, 9 a.m. in Sydney. So hello to everyone out there.
Thanks for being with us. Thanks for having morning coffee with us or going to bed with us. We appreciate you.
I feel so cheap.
I enjoy it.
But we didn't even date first, you guys.
We've been dating for a while. This is our 51st show. We've
Yes,
been
it
dating
is.
for a while, so
And we
thank
have.
you for still being here. Or just joining us for the first time.
Definitely. So today is Monday, which is the day after the Grammys.
Ooh, let's talk about what's hot. What's hot?
The Grammys are hot, right?
Right? And, we got to get to some Grammys couples news, but before we do that, can we talk about the Biebs?
Let's talk about how he wasn't?
So, Justin Bieber, who I think this was a massive PR mandate from his peeps saying, dude, you got to tone it down, you're like pot smoking, all the stuff. He was on SNL the night before the Grammys, and I think his peeps said, just don't even do Grammys. Just stay away. Just calm it down.
Yeah, because he wasn't
rein
there.
it in. Well, he wasn't nominated for anything, so possibly that's why he wasn't there. And you said that...
Well, there was a real Justin on stage, right? Justin Timberlake was performing. That's why Justin Bieber had to stay home.
Well, but here's what's interesting about the no-show that is the Biebs. He decided that he was going to be techno-savvy and have a live cast on Twitter during the Grammys. So kind of like trying to almost take away from the Grammys.
Right? Nice try. How did that work out?
Not so good. He had technical difficulties. He couldn't even get into the live...
He couldn't get into his own live broadcast?
No.
Nice.
So he did release a song for his fans so they wouldn't be disappointed. So, Biebs, good
Awesome.
on ya.
We're so glad that you released a song that wasn't nominated for a Grammy on the night of the Grammys. I think that's really important.
Oh, snap.
Little insecure?
Well, definitely like an attention whore move.
Whore move?
Just saying, Biebs. Have a little more class and dignity than that.
Some people just give what they've got.
Word. All right, so let's move on to hot couples.
And
at
there
the
were some.
Grammys.
And there were some, and then there were some like, what the hell?
Oh, okay. Can we start with what the what?
Yeah.
Chris Brown and Rihanna. Let's just take you back for a minute. 2009.
Right.
The Grammys. Chris Brown and Rihanna, who were a couple at that time, they were a no-show. Why, Charles?
Well, I think they had some altercation or something. Didn't make a lot of press, right? Or it was that he beat her ass in his car, and now they're seen together at the Grammys again?
4 years later.
Wow. Well,
I'm calling game over on both of you.
yeah, time heals all wounds? Maybe, but not in the midst of like a PR scandal where, well, I don't know. He was there, but then Mr. Ocean was also there too, right?
Oh, right? Ooh, what happened with them? I missed if there was any scandal around that. But I know that I like Frank Ocean. I'm just gonna leave it there. But Chris Brown and Rihanna, okay, I totally celebrate. She has said it's my decision if I go back. It's my choice. If it's a mistake, I own that mistake. So I get that.
I get that too, but it's rare where you have two people who have been hit by the same guy in the same place. Just saying, right?
Well, if you're in a room with Chris Brown, I guarantee you there's going to be two people in that room who've had an altercation with him at any given time, even if there's only three people in an elevator.
Well, maybe that's why Justin Bieber didn't show up, because rumors swirling that he dated Rihanna a couple of years ago, so maybe you didn't want that ass smacked up.
Or maybe he did.
Maybe he's probably... I wouldn't want to be there with Chris Brown. That's like the Mike Tyson of music right now. He's just gonna go
Right.
ape shit on everybody.
All right, can we talk about another celebrity couple at the Grammys?
Please, do we have something good?
Not yet.
Okay.
Well, actually, yes. Katy Perry's boobs.
Well, right. Even Ellen was staring, right?
Well, we couldn't get our eyes off him, and we were looking at pictures today, and Charles and I were like, woo, hotness.
Yeah. What is the deal with that? Those can't be real.
Lady,
Seriously?
if those are real, salute to you, man. Wow.
Well, we're saluting back to them because they're saluting all of us.
Oh, sexy, sexy. But I gotta call game over. Katie and John, he is just the biggest male slut on the planet.
Yeah.
Allegedly. And I'm calling any girl who goes out on a date and sleeps with John Mayer. Game over. Just
Taylor Swift. Sorry.
Well, I think that's what messed her up so bad.
Yeah, I'm sure it was. I'm just talking smack about that. I think that she got really damaged in that relationship.
Taylor Swift?
Yeah, and that's what kind of set the stage for everything else.
I would agree. I would absolutely agree. So we're just calling game over on John. I think the Game Over show calls game over on John.
On John Mayer.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Great musician. I really enjoy your music. You're a train wreck when it comes to loving the ladies, because I don't think you love them. I think you just leave them.
Leave Katie alone. Leave Katie alone.
But I gotta say, hats off to you that you get to be in a relationship with those tits. I mean, oh my God, she is smoking hot. So, dude, you are a lucky, lucky man, and her body is a wonderland. Can we talk about one more hot mess couple? I wish we had a great couple that we were saying we love them, but
Well, J-Lo looks great though.
well, she's hot all
Yeah, she's hot all at the same time, right?
I like how you did that for the booty. I mean, she is just all kinds of hotness. And she did get the memo about no side boob, but she did show a lot of leg in that dress.
Yeah, she did. Well, she was embracing her inner Angelina Jolie.
Doing it way better, as far as I'm concerned. Angelina's got, like, skinny legs, and J-Lo's got some curve.
Yeah, she needs to have a sandwich.
Mini sandwiches, please eat.
Please.
I'm worried about you.
But Casper?
Rent a date. I'm just saying, he looks like such a rent a date. Like, the sex can't be that good, can it?
I got nothing, right?
What do you guys think?
I'm just thinking, like, if Pitbull had a mini-me, it'd be Casper.
Now, Pitbull, J-Lo, I say yes to that. I say game on to that. Any man who can roll his R's like that, is just a fun time.
Right, and to all of you out there, we're not saying that there's any insinuation that they're a couple, right?
No. I'm just saying that would be a hot couple. Because he appreciates the ladies. So, not that Casper doesn't. I know nothing about you, Casper. You just look like a rent-a-date. Did she give you an allowance? Does she pay for your tuxedo? I just feel like it's so...
Does she drop you off at daycare?
Yeah, it feels so juvenile and just beneath you, girl. Like, maybe Mark Anthony was too controlling, so she's just choosing men that she can control, but I'm calling game over to that.
I want to see that after 3 martinis. Casper! Get the fuck in here!
Well, I don't think she drinks, so...
No, I'm just kidding. We're just starting Monday out really cheeky and really off the chain, right? So...
We're always off the chain here.
Did you enjoy the Grammys? We want to know. Facebook.com/The Game Over Show.
Yep.
Talk to us.
We want to know.
We have more to say, though.
We do?
Well, yeah, not about the Grammys,
Oh,
though.
awesome.
Just, it's interesting that Justin Bieber's entire, his broadcast went south. His relationship with his fans.
Oh, are you talking about technology?
I am.
Oh, I hate when technology is unreliable and you text people and they don't text you back.
I totally text you back on the way to the studio.
Don't you hate, ladies and gentlemen, when relationship is not your friend in a relationship? Let's talk about...
He said.
She said.
So, tech and relationships, right? There's a lot of pluses and there's a lot of minuses. So we're going to get serious, right? During What's Hot, we get a little cheeky.
I'm busy. I gotta text somebody.
Are you still with us here? Okay, let's talk.
My entire relationship
You're
relies
texting.
on this text right now.
Okay, well, you do that.
Hold on.
So, sometimes
Fuck
it helps.
Off. Send. I don't know how to use your fucking phone. Okay. Hi, I'm back.
But some of it helps. But see, how many times does that happen while you're out on a date, right?
Boo to that.
But sometimes technology helps, and sometimes it doesn't help so
It
much.
can be harmful.
So, all right, so let's.
It can downright hurt sometimes.
But this happened with us today.
It did.
So on the way to the studio this morning,
Yeah.
Lisa texted me saying, you know, this, that, and the other thing, and I responded, but she never got it, right? And
I never got it. I felt like he
but I have it time and
love
date
me.
stamped, right? Shit. Well, but this
we
kind
were
of thing.
breaking up.
This kind of thing. Will you stop it?
Okay.
This is the kind of thing that plays out in romantic relationships.
All the time.
Not just business
All the
relationships, and it's damaging, right?
It can be. It can be if you rely too much on technology. But let's talk about how technology can help and hurt a relationship.
So a lot of people
Start with the
assume
good.
that you talk over social media, like you send a tweet out that you want somebody to see, or you send a message over Facebook, or you text them, right? And that ends up substituting for a conversation in a relationship.
You know, I hear all the time, I go to a party, like a real party, like in-person party.
No,
and
like
people-
a party.
Yeah, and
Oh,
people
okay.
say to me, "Oh, I know all about you from Facebook," and I'm like, "Should I shut the fuck up then and go stand in the corner?" Like that's such like a weird thing for people to say, right? Like, what, we can't have a conversation now?
Or they assume everything about you because they've read a few of your posts.
Yeah, yeah.
Right. And I certainly get a lot of that too, where,
Yes, you do.
where people feel that they know me completely and they don't. You know, they
I
don't.
don't even have any idea, ladies and gentlemen. Let me just say,
Don't believe the hype.
hot mess
Well, the technology.
or hot. You decide. Let's take a poll. Let's take a poll.
I'm on like a live broadcast of Hot or Not.
I say hot.
Well, some people feel that technology like takes the place of human interaction,
It doesn't.
and it actually strips everything out from
Right.
from that entire like observation of body language and everything else.
Well, so if we did the show the way I initially thought we were going to do it, which was over video, you in your location, me in my location,
right.
what kind of a weird show would that be compared to this?
Well, right, you can't do it.
It would never have worked. We
Well,
would have
this
shut
is-
it down way before our 50th show, which was last Friday.
Well, we wouldn't have had any viewers either, because then it would have
No.
been two talking heads. Like that doesn't.
Yeah.
That's not a talk show.
No.
You know,
Nope.
it's not a talk show. It's the same with online dating too, where
Right.
you get a representation that's written out of
And it
who
all
that person
sounds
is.
really great.
But you
who
strip
are they
out
really?
Exactly.
Yeah.
You feel like you know them from their profile, just like you know somebody from Facebook. It doesn't work that way.
And then you meet them and they have a strange tick. It's just not good. You okay?
So, what? Anyway, well, but technology can be good, right?
Yes.
So Skype over a long distance relationship.
So let's
is
say
really
you're in a
helpful.
long distance relationship. Maybe your spouse travels for work. Maybe you live in other locations. Maybe somebody works in the movie industry, so they're on location. Skype video, love.
Sure.
Love. Great way to stay connected, see each other face to face, but not the same as like snuggles, right?
Well, no, it's not the same, and there's lots of other video solutions, FaceTime from Apple, and to keep
You could do
that
a Google
connection.
Hangout, Google Plus Hangout.
You could,
Yeah.
especially if you have a family that you want to rope
yeah,
into everything for
that'd
sure.
be kind of cool.
And texting and phone calls can help maintain a relationship
Yes,
for sure.
yes.
Whether it's local, whether it's distance.
Yeah. I love it when the hubs and I have a date planned and we text earlier in the day, like, can't wait to see you, baby, love you. I love
Right.
that.
Well, now you're talking about how technology can help with foreplay before the date even
Oh,
starts.
that's right.
But it's not a substitute, right?
No.
It's
I don't
an
want
addition.
to have sex on my phone. I just want to do foreplay. Is that okay?
I think that works.
Am I alone here? I hope not.
I don't think so. But I think people are using it for everything.
Okay.
And that's where things get bad, right?
Yes. Well, when you're relying on it too heavily and it's your only source of connection.
Yes.
So, like, if you only text your partner, you never call, you never email. Well, email's not better, but you never have face-to-face time.
Right.
Yeah. Okay. So let's
Right.
talk about the bad.
Well, so part of it happens like at the beginning of a relationship or even during a relationship. It's the availability of information. It's knowing everything about everyone all the time.
Have you ever been on a first date? Let's talk to our audience for a minute. Have you ever been on a first date and then Googled them and found out way too much too soon that sent you either running for the hills? And yes, I mean, if they're a serial killer, you want to know that. But you really can't find that out online. But we're talking about like knowing too much too soon so that you never give the real person a chance because you make a snap judgment about something you've seen online.
Well, sure, and it ends up a lot of times it ends up information that you're not even entitled to because it's stuff from their past. Like, we were talking before the show. So if you end up with someone who just got out of a relationship, they may have a chronology of the history of their past relationship with that person, either on Facebook or Twitter. Oh my
God, I never thought of that. That's so true.
But then you get exposed to their past relationship when you wouldn't normally have any of that information.
But here's what's interesting about that. You say entitled to that information, but it's public information. I posted it or they posted it to Facebook. So it is public.
It is.
It's kind of like being the old school version of looking in somebody's like photo album.
Or diary. Or both. And so, but people forget, right? Because there's a lot of oversharing that happens on social media.
Guilty.
And, well, I think we all are, right? I mean, this show is broadcast on Facebook live every day.
Yeah.
So,
I'm messing with the pillows, sorry.
But we're kind of guilty of that as individuals as well. Mm-hmm. So part of it is what's being shared and part of it's what's being looked for.
What's being searched for. Yeah.
So there's all of that. So you end up falsely getting to know people as well.
I know. And that's what I think is dangerous is you think you know somebody and then when you do meet in person, if the in-persons are sporadic, you don't have the same connection. You have a false sense of intimacy this cannot be replaced by technology. It can be enhanced, it can be supplemented, but you cannot replace this. The body language, the comfort level, the engagement, all of that is so important for all kinds of relationships, especially romantic relationships.
Definitely. So some of the solutions for this.
Solutions. I was going to clap. It's a clap-free day.
That's good. Medicine works. So,
sorry. Train seal. Couldn't resist.
But you hit on this when you were talking about texting your husband before a date, right?
Yeah.
I mean, using technology to enhance a relationship.
Yes.
Not to have the relationship.
Yes. And this is tough because the convenience of technology makes these little details really easy. Mm-hmm. And so I think while that's the solution, don't rely solely on it. Like if your sole source of communication is to Facebook message or to text or whatever it is, again, it's about striving for that balance.
Right. Well, and there are some points in some relationships, especially relationships that go over distance for a period of time, where communication changes.
Yeah.
And then it comes back to normal when the relationship resumes.
Absolutely.
So keep that in mind as well. Also, though, there's an exception, and producer Fiona was talking about this too. So
we love producer Fiona.
You never want to have you don't want to have a serious discussion over text or using technology.
I don't.
But
I get cramps in my thumbs.
Well, there are a lot of people though that end up time lapsing their entire argument.
See, I couldn't get into that. First of all, my thumbs would hurt. But second of all, I need to see the person when I'm in an argument.
No, and
but I
can
guess
hear
it's
that.
good for if you are not comfortable having confrontation and you feel free to say more via text. But then that incessant waiting.
Well, but that's the good part. No, but that's the good part.
That's
see,
the good part?
if a couple has a hard time communicating, listen. If a couple has a hard time communicating and they talk over each other and they don't listen to what's being said, they only put out their view. You end up with a gating factor with technology. So whether it's text or whether it's instant messaging or whatever, you have to say, I don't agree with that because blah, and then you have to wait for them to respond. Or, if you end up blasting them with tons of statements, you're not getting anything back. So there's no conversation. So it ends up a gating factor. Well, I'm not a fan of it either, but for a lot of couples, that works.
I see your point, yeah.
Yeah, that works for them. Other solutions.
Do you guys text, argue? I want to know. So post that on Game Over.
I want to know that too.
Facebook.com/The
Game Over Show.
The Game Over Show. I blanked entirely on what
Happy Monday.
I know, it's Monday, you guys.
Let's get back to, so we talked about people searching for info. But if it's not there in the first place.
Collecting data.
But if it's not there in the first place, if you're not oversharing.
Right.
Then you're good, right?
Who doesn't overshare?
Nobody in this room.
Guilty.
But here's another piece of that. So don't overshare your info.
Yeah.
So that's this side.
Yeah.
If you're on this side bringing it back,
if
you're searching for people, You know, one of three things, right? Either you're rushing things because you're researching them really early.
Oh, yeah,
right?
yeah.
Or you don't know them well enough for what you're planning, and you have
Jumping
to find
into
out more
bed.
about them. Say that again.
Jumping into bed.
Jumping into bed. Or spending time alone with somebody you just met on...
Agreeing to meet in a dark parking lot.
Right.
Not a
If
good
you have to
idea.
research them, it's a little early. Why don't you meet them in a public place? Like, get to
know them slowly over time.
Drink.
Because people reveal themselves. Drink. It's our drinking game on the Game Over Show. Anytime Charles says people reveal themselves slowly over time, we have a drink. We haven't done a drinking show for a while.
Not since the last time we did a drinking show.
They're fun.
Stay tuned. It's Valentine's Day week.
Ooh, we
will
got
be-
some good stuff
We'll be
coming.
drinking this week.
Woo, woo.
I guess the last thing I would remind everybody, or that we would remind everybody,
Oh, thank you.
is that this is Lisa, by the way,
you know how I feel about that.
is that technology is not completely reliable. It's not. I mean,
Didn't get his text back today. Oh, I'm not going there again. Sorry.
and she didn't. And she got here. She's like, did you get my text? And I'm like, yeah. So just remember that it's not
foolproof.
completely infallible.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
If you have solutions or tips for how technology can enhance a relationship,
And we also want to hear stories of how it's hurt a relationship and what you're doing differently either in that same relationship or in another relationship so you don't do the same mistakes. Love to hear on that.
where do they go for that?
Oh, you can go to facebook.com/The Game Over Show. Send a little message button and hit us up.
Definitely. On to
Ooh, I am clapping all over this show. On to...
Street Smart Love Advice. And we're still having a case of the Mondays. I swear to God. You know the show's live when you have a case of the Mondays and the producer's not editing things out because it's live. It's just the way it goes sometimes, right? On the back end of the show.
Can't decide what I want to do to prove it's a live show, but I'm not going to do anything. But let's get to the live love advice.
Yeah, at some point we'll end up with a Mardi Gras show and something, I bet.
If I had Katy Perry's boobs, it would be a Mardi Gras show every day. Holy crap, I can't get them out of my mind.
If I had Katy Perry's boobs,
You wouldn't be doing the show.
I would be like, well, it depends on if they're on me or around me, right? So if they're on me, I'm like a fucking sideshow. If they're around me, then...
Well, you did say you greet people. This is his high, and I was like, don't do that too close to any ladies.
Every man needs a chew toy. On the back end of the show...
He's the back end.
I said chew toy first. We have...
I think of dogs.
Ew.
And I don't roll that way.
You write in, we give you street smart love advice. This is not your milk and cookies and tuck you in at night advice. This is straight up from Street Smart.
Live.
First one comes in from M.
I am. We got a lot of M's on this show.
We do. Well, we keep you anonymous, right? We never reveal your name, provided that the check clears. So, just kidding. So, M writes in and says, hi, I've been dating the love of my life for 9 months. We love each other very much. Today,
I'm sensing a butt.
There's no but.
Oh.
Today, he went to the gym, and I had plans. Okay. So we're spending the day apart. I sent him a text to borrow his iPad, and he said that I could.
Okay.
So I was going to Google. This is M talking. Going to Google.
Oh.
And I opened up his history, and what did I find? Porn site. Found a porn site. And she froze.
So been there.
She froze.
It's kind of startling, huh?
He claims he never has needed a strip club. He has her. So he's never cheated on her.
Yeah, no.
So I don't understand why he would do this to me. We have a beautiful relationship, and while I won't sleep with him until we're married, which he claims he has no problem with.
This is new information.
Why does he need porn? But he's not cheating on her.
Yeah.
Right.
All right,
so,
I'm gonna let that part slide because that's not what this is about.
Right. Well, I mean, there's nothing wrong with being in a committed relationship, and they're not going to sleep together until they get married. Mm-hmm. He knows what he's getting into, or not, as it were. And so
he'll eventually get into.
Right. So he has to. He has to wait. But so she wants to know why he's surfing porn. You want me to take this?
Yes. Yes, I do.
Or do you want to kick this off?
No, I want you to take it. And then.
You've been there though, so go ahead. What did you find?
Okay, so let me just tell you. I am married and my husband's a fucking rock star and we have an amazing relationship. And the first time, so let me just be clear, first time.
Which means automatically there's multiple times.
Yes, that I was on his computer and typed into Google and the laundry list of like sites come up that like are, you know, what you might be typing. And it's something like Big Boob Bonanza or, you know, whatever it is. I was shocked and I was a little devastated, I gotta say.
Really?
And I asked him about it, and he was like, baby, I travel for work. What do you want me to do, like Monday through Thursday? Now, let me just say I was cool with that. Here's what I was not cool with, that I went online searching about men in porn after this. We were on vacation for a month in Paris, and we're having a rockin' good time, if you know what I mean. I went out for the day separate from him. When I got back, got on the iPad, and there was still porn pulled up on the iPad. And I was like, oh my God, we're not having the same vacation. Like, I went to this crazy lady place.
All right, so let me jump in.
So take it away, sir, because I have been here, and it's a crazy place up here.
So let me just get to this for both of you.
Yes,
all right. So
and
for
I
M
this.
and for L.
Thank you. I'm with you, M. We're hanging out together.
So the reality is that porn is not about you.
It's so hard to accept.
It's not about you. It's about him. It's about him, his testosterone level, and whether he just needs to like get a release. Period.
And men are visual, right? So for them,
a lot of men are visual.
They need the visual to get the release.
There's two types of men in the world.
Because ladies, we can just, you know, do our thing without needing a hole.
There's two types of men in the world.
Okay.
There's men who masturbate, and there's men who lie about it.
Seriously, right?
That's
okay,
it.
I accept that. I accept that.
So that's real, right? And when you have a buildup of testosterone, you gotta get rid of it. Sometimes it's about just plain release. Period.
But you need the visual to help. That's
some
why you
men
do.
Some men need a visual.
We're gonna talk. We're gonna talk more about this on Valentine's Day when we do our Inside the Male Mind Truth or Dare, and we ask Charles anything.
I'm so gonna regret this show.
Oh, it was your idea.
And it's not. Shut up. It's not you. Okay. It's not you. It's him. No, it's not you at all. It's actually just men. Period. So whether it's him or it's another guy that you end up involved with, men jerk off. That's what they do. Okay? Sometimes, multiple times a day. To your point, on vacation, like you weren't around, he had a build-up. The poisons have now left the building, right? So
yeah, and you know, it was really hard for me to accept that it wasn't about me because we've been having a lot of sex. So I'm like, what the fuck? Like, I just could not accept it. I went to a scary, dark place. I was on the iPad. First of all, I started watching it. And that was kind of hot. But then after that, I started Googling why men love porn. And I really went to a dark, scary place. So I have come to understand what Charles is saying. It's not about us.
Nope.
So really understand that. It's not, if he's a good guy, and it sounds like he is.
He's waiting for you.
Yeah.
You don't suspect him cheating. And by the way,
so awesome.
Good luck to that. Don't make it about you, and have him send me his list of porn sites. So this next one comes in from Kay.
Hi, Kay.
Kay says,
I'll send you the ones he likes.
Kay says, it's been a month now since I ended my relationship. He and I went out for coffee.
Okay.
Yeah, they went through a breakup, and now they've been, they've talked on and off a little bit.
Since the breakup.
Oh. They spoke for hours about everything. Well, a month later.
Oh.
The end result of the conversation was that it was basically the whole cliche of, I'm willing to compromise if you are. So they want to meet halfway.
Okay. Compromise, not settle?
Compromise, not settle is what she said.
Okay, compromise. Got it.
In that moment, I wanted to believe it. But I still can't see him changing completely. Well, he's not...
Do you need him to change completely? And if so, game over.
My question to you, and this is for you, Miss Breakup Goddess.
Yeah.
Is it naive of me going, on my behalf, of going back to something that ultimately may hurt us both? I mean, they broke up for a reason, right? I'm a bit...
Well, sounds like many reasons. If she wants him to change completely, you're in the wrong relationship.
No doubt.
Yeah.
No doubt.
Yeah. Now, that may be oversimplifying it. Maybe you didn't mean that. Maybe you just meant there were glaring red flags that you couldn't handle, and now you're saying, can we compromise and meet in the middle? But here's the deal. You need to understand compromise versus settling.
And sacrifice, right.
Yes. Are these things you're simply saying... It's okay as long as we meet in the middle, or are they saying, I'm giving up something I truly need because I want to be with you?
Right.
You got to decide that, number one. So, number two, do you think it's naive on my part to go back to something that ultimately may hurt us both? Well, if you go back, the risk is you're either going to succeed or fail in the relationship. So what are the odds? Like, is he really on the same page with you with being that committed to whatever change needs to happen? Number one. Number two, why are you going back? Is it fear of being alone? Is it fear you're never going to meet anybody else? Do you have him on a pedestal now where the reality is he's not that guy? You got to get clear about that before you give it another go.
No doubt. And I would be suggesting never go back, right? You can go from that point forward.
Ooh,
but if you're going
good
back,
distinction.
you're revisiting what was instead of going with what will be. So, good luck. Let us know
Yes,
if yes, please.
please do.
Last one comes in from D.
Hi, Dee.
D says, I just found out that my husband has contacted a woman from his past
Ooh.
and that he had feelings for.
Ooh.
This is an affair he always denied.
Game over.
They had been texting each other, and when I confronted him, he said it was his male friend's mobile number. Then they made up. Then they both him and the woman.
Okay.
So he lied and said it was one of his guy friend's numbers.
Okay,
that
got
he was
it.
texting.
Got it.
So apparently she got into like his phone bill and everything, right? It is January.
Sexting.
They both he and the woman made an elaborate attempt to cover it up, but D went and hired a private investigator. Ended that shit real quick.
Wait. So the man and the woman were trying hard to cover it up.
Right, to cover up the texting.
Boo.
She hired a private investigator, and the suspicions were confirmed.
Okay, you got your answer.
But she forgave him.
So why hire the PI?
He can give her no reason as to why he had contacted this other woman again after all these years. Dee's been with him since she was 15. So 34 years.
Oh, wow. Long relationship.
Long relationship.
Game over.
Game over to what?
Game
You
over
saying
to...
he's full of shit?
Yes! Game over to a man who goes to such great lengths to cover up an affair, and the woman who's covering with him, she's going to end up being another you.
Wow.
She's so going to end up being another you, and I don't even want you to be you.
So, D, here's
Game over.
And from my standpoint, so I totally agree. And from my standpoint, there's a couple of things, right? He could have texted a woman from his past, and he could have told you about it, and it would have been no big deal.
Yeah.
But he tried to hide it. So hiding it means one of two things.
He went to massive lengths to hide it.
Either he was lying and there was an affair, and he tried to cover it up, or there's dishonesty or hiding between the two of you, you and your husband, and he didn't feel comfortable telling you that he was contacting somebody. Either way, you have a disconnect and a breakdown in your relationship. Either he had an affair or he didn't tell you the truth.
Yeah.
One of those two things is broken, and that's what needs to be fixed.
I'm calling some game
I call
over.
game over too.
Wow.
I mean, it's bullshit, right? Like, if he didn't do anything, he would have told her straight. I contacted this lady, right? Like...
Well, no, he's clearly doing some shit. And the fact that she went to the lengths of hiring a PI tells me that you know he was up to some nonsense. You got it confirmed and you forgave him. So what was the point of that journey anyway?
Right. So
like,
now you
what
know.
Was the point?
Because you didn't want to not know, so now you know. So what are you going to do with that information?
Well, she knows and she forgave him. So my question to you is, what do you want? Because if you want to keep him at all costs, this is working for him. He gets to have a lady on the side and you because you're sticking around.
Right.
Game over. It's not going to change unless he says, I agree to completely change. And he's a big fat liar, so I wouldn't be trusting him.
And we know, I mean, so what we're saying is...
I'm simplifying this, but...
Well, yeah, and we're also saying, maybe you need to be single at 50. And that's scary for a lot of people.
That's super scary.
Very, very scary. So it's easy for us to sit on this couch and be like, game over, it's bullshit. And we understand the dilemma you're in, right? So...
But single at 50 is not a death sentence.
No.
It is the beginning of a brand new chapter, especially if you have been with somebody since you were 15. You have never been single in your adult life. That enough will scare you to stay in this relationship. That enough is not reason to stay in a bad relationship.
Amen. Amen. If you have a question, please visit us at facebook.com/thegameovershow. Mm-hmm. We will answer it right here on the air, and maybe we'll send you something if you include your address. Let us know. Later this week on the Game Over Show.
Valentine's Day is coming up.
Valentine's Day. We have a live remote broadcast coming up.
Oh my God. Yeah, that was awesome.
And you know what? This Wednesday and Thursday, Lisa and I are playing Truth or Dare.
I'm scared.
Playing Truth or Dare. No questions disallowed. It's on.
I'm terrified.
It's on. She should be.
Oh no!
She should be. We're going to get to the guts of what makes the two hosts on this show tick, as well as what men and women really think about all kinds of stuff. Join us this week, and join us tomorrow. Join
I'm
us
just
tomorrow.
so glad I've been faithful to my husband. That's all I can say.
So she says. No, I'm kidding. I know you have. We're not going there.
Okay, good.
Damn! We're going there. Until then, until tomorrow, I'm Charles J. Orlando.
I think that makes me Lisa Stedman, but I'm a little scared right now.
We'll see you later.
Bye.